Marvel's Shang-Chi introduced us to the character of Wenwu, who of course is the father of Shang-Chi and was the character known as the Mandarin. Now of course in the film, the character sees his ultimate demise, but it looks like our time with the character is not over, as his return is teased in future projects. So far, when I think of my all-time favorite MCU villains, I think he might actually end up in my top 3. Not only did I love the reason he became the character he did and what he was doing with the rings, but also the way that he was portrayed as a villain that didn't necessarily just set out to do evil things, but it was the circumstances and everything that sort of shaped this future for the character. Now, of course, that tremendous performance was brought to the big screen by Tony Leung, so if we can get more of him, honestly, I think the more the better, because I think he did a tremendous job. Now, how exactly you bring the character back, I don't really know, considering we see that there's really no way he can come back. I mean, he's pretty evidently dead in the core MCU. You could use the multiverse, I suppose, or you could do something else. I don't really know. But recently, journalist Jeff Yang teased that there is something in the works, and that the character is going to be coming back and popping up in other places in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that this will be made clear down the road. Now again, pick and choose where and why and what project he might appear in, and you could probably just throw like a dart at the dartboard and land anywhere that's Marvel Studios, and you might be correct because we never know anymore. Again, they left his origin and the rings and everything so loosely open for interpretation that for all we know, he could legitimately show up in the Eternals. And we're like, oh, look, there he is. And they're like, sorry, we can't interfere. Just let him do his thing, whatever. I mean, we don't know. It could be the multiverse. He could be featured in more flashbacks. I mean, like, Marvel could literally bring him anywhere at this point. They could even bring him back in Armor Wars for all we know, depending on when the story is set and what they want to do. Again, it's a vast universe, and there's 1,000+ years of this character's existence that can be explored. But whatever they decide to do, I'm honestly really hyped. I think upon a couple more rewatches, his interpretation of Mandarin, or Wenwu as he's known, is gonna probably end up in my top 2 spots. Probably fighting for number 1. I'm not gonna say who number 1 is. I think many people know, but if I say it, then many people get upset. You can't possibly like that villain. It's terrible or bad movie. Cool story, bro. Some of y'all like Lex Luthor. That's all I'm saying. And his ahoy hoys.